And even though Nia Jax's win has been sustained, she hasn't finished yet. Nia Jax, of all people, is calling out Finn Bálor. And that ain't Finn Bálor. Nikki Cross, the newest member of the Originals. Nikki Cross has brought in a friend. An insurance policy in many ways. From behind! Becky Lynch! What? Since when was this a thing? Nikki Cross said she was a member of the Originals. Does that mean the same for Becky Lynch? Hello and welcome, Universe Mode. This is Smackdown Live. Well, it was an interesting week last week for this brand, wasn't it? Quite a lot to talk about coming out of that show. And once again, we find ourselves looking forward to another evening of Smackdown Live action. The Smackdown Live General Manager, Christian James, has, of course, stacked this card from top to bottom. And I am very much so looking forward to seeing how this all goes. As you see, though, to open up this evening, we are going to be hearing from a member of the DCC, not in Chris Sabin, the leader of the DCC, but rather Christopher Daniels, his right-hand man, his lackey, whatever you want to call him. He will be speaking on behalf of the DCC here tonight, and it seems as if there may be some news regarding what we saw heading out of Fastlane and heading into the last part of the last series of Universe, where Daniels and Sabin turned on Kane and left him for dead. Kane is gone. He is no longer a part of this universe as a result of what happened on that evening with Daniels and Sabin. That is to come here tonight to start things off the show. Then we have a big title matchup later on this evening, a triple threat match for the SmackDown Women's Championship that I absolutely cannot wait for, between Nikki Cross, Becky Lynch, and Nia Jax. If you told me this match a few weeks ago was happening, I would have been looking forward to seeing Becky Lynch trying to become the SmackDown Women's Champion again. Now, though, I'm not too sure where I stand. Nikki Cross and Becky Lynch, it seems, have become allies, as we saw at the start of this program. Last week changed everything about for Becky Lynch. Here in this triple threat match, it's essentially a handicap. Nia Jax has her back up against the wall to try and hold on to her SmackDown Women's Championship. There is plenty to come here tonight. That's not even the main event of the evening, but I'm not allowed to talk about the main event of the evening until later on. So with that being said, let's get to Christopher Daniels. And well, there he is. On behalf of the DCC, it is Christopher Daniels in the ring right now, and I wonder what he is going to go on about. He is actually on about how Kane failed to remain a worthy part of the DCC. He proved to be a loser in the eyes of Sabin and Daniels, so they had to send him back to the hell where he came from. Kane is retired thanks to the DCC. He has sold his soul to try and be a politician. Good riddance to him. And Christopher Daniels saying that it has left them short-handed, and they need minions to show gratitude to the greatest of all time in Chris Sabin. Yeah, that's no. The great leader is in Europe right now, but he has tasked him with finding a new recruit, and so Christopher Daniels has done just that. He calls forth Kevin Owens to join the DCC. What? This is one hell of an interesting person to ask to come towards the DCC, but it is the man who he's asked nonetheless. Daniels in the ring waiting for him, and there he is. Kevin Owens is going to have his response here tonight. Well. Owens, microphone in hand, in the ring, face to face with Christopher Daniels himself. How does this one go down? And, Owens going to start by saying that he can't believe he was chosen to replace Kane in the DCC. It's an honor that he thinks so highly of him. There's just one problem, though. He's not worthy to have Kevin Owens in the DCC. So putting it simply, Kevin Owens says thanks, but no thanks. Can shove that offer where the sun don't shine effectively. Owens is not joining the DCC. Daniels starting to get a little bit aggressive with him. Saw what happened to Kane when he was found to be unworthy of the DCC. Daniels says he should just reconsider his offer, because the career can be ended as quickly as Kane's was. They can send him straight to hell just like they did with Kane. You don't have to answer today, but give his answer and make sure it's the right one to go with it. An ominous, foreboding threat there from Daniels, and Kevin Owens just doesn't care. There's no need to wait until next week. His answer is no. He is not bowing to Sabin. He is not kissing any rings. He is not joining a DCC. He does what he wants by himself, and he's not joining a little club. He has much bigger goals to achieve on Smackdown Live than just some little matches. And to being someone's little minion to go with it. And Owens continuing on here, saying to Daniels, he has a better idea. How about we just pull up our big boy pants and do this right now? Have a fight instead to prove it. One-on-one, Owens versus Daniels. No need for Sabin or the stupid little club. Christopher Daniels, Kevin Owens, right here and right now. What does Daniels think about that? A stare down between these two. And here we go. The mics are getting dropped and the match is ready to begin. And here we go. Referee is in the ring and we have begun here on Smackdown Live. Maybe a little bit more prematurely than we anticipated. This one has begun between these two right here, right now. Oh, here we go. Smackdown Live has kicked off. And this is the first match to go with it. And let's see how things go regarding it right now. In goes Christopher Downs with a kick in the back there on Kevin Owens. There goes Kevin Owens catching the boot, swinging him around with a dragon screw. Well, Chris Sabin might not be here tonight, but he is getting a loud and clear response from Kevin Owens regarding him wanting to join the DCC. That much is for certain. Kevin Owens perhaps using a very aggressive manner to send his response. Owens in from behind. Good counter though by Daniels. Former tag team champion Christopher Daniels with the DCC. And as their quest for a new member continues on, one thing is for certain is that it is not Kevin Owens. Caught the super kick there to Daniels. Lariat, and Owens goes down. You know that Christopher Daniels took offense to the whole charade, shall we say, about Owens not wanting to join the DCC, calling him his puppet. And now Kevin Owens is making sure, though, that Daniels and Sabin get the message. Up and over the top rope he went there. And back in the ring we go now. Kevin Owens in control here, just how he would want it to be. Super kick by Owens. How will he follow up after it? Kick right in the gut and pressing the boot down on the ribs of Daniels to go with it, causing agony to the only member of the DCC here tonight. Kevin Owens looking like he wants to end things right now. Owens breaker, and there's one move to go after it for Kevin Owens to seal a quick and emphatic victory here. Send this message to Sabin. No means no. Pop-up powerbomb, and Kevin Owens may well have just burned all bridges with the DCC, but Daniels kicks at it too. Wow. Daniels still keeping the fight alive here, still trying to beat some sense into Owens. I'm trying to make him see the light of the DCC maybe. Owens down a second right now. Oh, what a big boot in the back of the head there by Christopher Daniels. Beatdown continuing on right now. Kevin Owens, though, countering his way out of it. Turns around. Uh-oh. Daniels up in the air. Electric chair into a power bomb by Owens. Cover made. Ref into count. There's two. And a late kick out from Daniels. Rubbing blows now by Kevin Owens. You could see there Daniels staggering on his feet, but is still able to get that forearm in the face. Running neck breaker right after it as well. Daniels showing signs of the beatdown though, showing some fatigue to him. Owens in with a strong counter there though. And here we go now. Kevin Owens might have Christopher Daniels right where he wants. A cannonball sent on, says yes he does. And this should be the final part needed. This should send the final message. Pop-up powerbomb again. Cover from Owens. There's two. There's three. Kevin Owens is not interested in the DCC, and there is your Fire Night message to prove it. And Kevin Owens' victory just proved one thing. He is Smackdown Live. Throw it through. Who in the... What the world is this? Who is this man? Whoever it is, Kevin Owens dwarfs him. And whoever he is as well, he has just jumped Kevin Owens right now from behind. Daniels walking away with a smirk on his face. It's like he knows what's going on right now. He knows who this man is, but who in the hell is it? That is in Sabin-Liza of all moves. This isn't Chris Sabin. Sabin isn't this tall, but whoever it is has him up. And a cradle shock to Kevin Owens. Who in the blue world just jumped Owens? Who was that? I have no idea. No idea at all what to make of that opening. I have an eternal amount more questions than I do answers after witnessing that. There is no doubt in my mind that what we saw right there was shocking, surprising, and was it a part of a grand scheme of the DCC the whole time? Were they luring Kevin Owens in? Were they going to trick him with that, whoever that master assailant was anyway? I would love to know, but we don't right now. Owens, it seems though, has been thrown into the deep end with the DCC. Choosing to be his own guy has caused him problems to go with it. And we'll see where things will lead coming on from that, hopefully over the next few weeks. I know it's going to be a bit of chaos heading into Survivor Series, but there's no doubt about it at the same time. It's going to be a very interesting period to see how things go. Nevertheless, we move on here to a tag team matchup. Dolph Ziggler and Cody Rhodes, the American Showoffs, going to team up here tonight to take on the Gorillas of Destiny. And well, here he comes towards the ring. Cody Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler, what was supposed to only be a short-lived team, this duo has turned into something, well, quite the opposite. They've been enjoying a good run of success, has to be said, since becoming a team. And, well, there's no doubt about it that they have a great opportunity for them here tonight to go with it. Cody Rhodes and Dolph Ziggler with a chance to go one-on-one against the tag team champions. Non-title action, yes, but an absolute peach of a chance to prove themselves, yes. We already know that the Young Bucks are the number one contenders to the WWE Tag Team titles. They are awaiting their shot at the belts against these guys. But the question that has to be asked is, where do we, where is there a period in time where the American Showoffs, let's say the American Showoffs somehow get the win here tonight. This is what I was looking for this whole entire time. Let's say the American Showoffs managed to pull out the win here tonight. What does that mean for the originals? What does that mean for the Gorillas of Destiny? I assume the tag goes by the name of the Gorillas of Destiny, but the group as a whole goes by the name the Originals, including the Intercontinental Champion Finn Bálor, Bad Luck Fale, and as we saw last week, now Nikki Cross and Becky Lynch added to it as well. Very interesting. But these two guys are ready for it. Tama Tonga, Tangaloa, they've been the tag team champions now for the better part of 5 months. And I am anticipating to see how this one will go. We've seen Ziggler and Rhodes team up to beat teams like the Usos, the DCC, how they're responsible for why Kane is no longer a member of the DCC in all fairness. But now here tonight, a great chance awaits them as they take on the tag team champions, non-title here. And like I said, if they do win, what happens with the tag team title situation? Are the Young Bucks still the number one contenders? Do we see the pendulum shift a little bit? What happens? We'll find out, I guess, as time will proceed to go on. But as for right now, they have to win the match in order for us to even talk about something like that. In the corner we go, drop kick in the back by Tama Tonga there. Of Ziggler not getting off to the freshest of starts as his arm is slammed down on. Tama Tonga lifting him up. Good counter there though. Reverse DDT from Dolph Ziggler. Looking the new attire Ziggler's got going here. Same goes for Rhodes as well. In the corner we go now. Rhodes and Ziggler able to work together here. Tag made off the ropes. They come. Double back body drop, and Tama Tonga hits the mat. The Gorilla Tangaloa wanting in the match there. And he's not getting much of a chance right there. That's for certain. Down on the ropes there with a flapjack is Cody Rhodes. Good stuff there from the American Nightmare. And here he goes now. And loading away with some strikes. Great counter. Oh, super kick. Right in the gut there from from Tama Tonga. And now it looks like into the corner goes Cody Rhodes, and the tag is going to be made into the Silverback Gorilla. Here we go. Tangaloa, the legal man. Double backstabber from the tag team champions. Another powerhouse that is Tangaloa taking charge here and showing what he thinks of Cody Rhodes right from the very get-go, it seems. Up in the air we go now. What are we going to see in this one? Oh, Snake Eye. Sorry, not Snake Eye. Stun gun there. Moving out of the way, though, Cody Rhodes. Look at that, back up to his feet. Had him in a side headlock position. Catches him with a strike. Reverse DDT right after it. Tangaloa countering the Irish whip. Off the ropes they come. Collision between the two. Elbow in the back of the head there. I think Rhodes is trying to look for the tag in too. Dolph Ziggler right now. Beautiful sweeping slam there. And the tag is made. Dolph Ziggler, the legal man in this one right now. Cody Rhodes just kind of awkwardly standing in the ring for a moment. Ziggler sends Tangaloa in and splashes him in the corner. The three-time world champion taking care of business right now. Ziggler in, looking for the slam, getting counted and pushed away. Up and over the top rope there went Tangaloa. But Dolph Ziggler is not interested in staying on the outside, even though he was the one sent on the outside. My commentary is all over the place in this match, it seems. Ziggler trying to stop the tag being made into Tama Tonga now. The Gorillas of Destiny have been on the back foot, I gotta be honest, for an awful lot of this matchup, but it could be about to turn around here. Tag made. Tama Tonga back in. Holds the head in place, and a running big boot brings him down. Backing the arm slightly there, and now Tama Tonga with an armbar applied here on Dolph Ziggler. Trying to force the Showoff to submit here. Trying to see if he can bring him to tap out. Trying something new there was Tama Tonga. Just didn't work out the way that he wanted it to. Ziggler escaping the hold there. But getting sent back into the turnbuckle. Now we're going to see another tag made. We most certainly are. Those knees in the gut there. We're going back and forth with the knees in the gut. Double suplex as well. Cody calling out there. Trying to get the tag in any way that he can. Ziggler, though, sweeping the legs away. Tangaloa back in the ring now, and Ziggler got to act quickly. And indeed, he is. Tag made. Cody Rhodes back in this one. Great bit of work there from the American Showoffs. Great work as well from Cody, sending him face first into the mat there with that great leg sweep. And Rhodes now lining things up. Here we go. Cody Rhodes might be on his way for victory here for the American Showoffs. Din's fire. And Rhodes knows he's one move away from victory over the tag team champions. He turns him round. And here we go. Crossroads. Crossroads to Tangaloa. And that could lead to a huge upset here tonight. Rhodes in for the cover on Tangaloa. Tama Tonga stopped, and the American Showoffs just beat the tag team champions. Wait a minute. Wait a minute when you think about this. What does this do in terms of the tag team titles now? The Young Bucks were the #1 contenders. They still are. But the American Showoffs just beat the tag team champions. And dare I say it as well, in a convincing fashion. What does that mean for the tag team titles now? The Young Bucks are #1 contenders, but the American Showoffs just beat the tag team champions. Oh God. There is an ultimatum on the hands of Christian James. He's going to have to decide what to do regarding that. That does not seem like an easy thing to decide at all. What a win for the American Showoffs. My goodness. That we would love to talk about it for more, but we got to move on to our next contest here. And what a contest is going to be. A rematch from Fastlane here tonight. Up next, Bad Luck Fale versus Dean Ambrose. Well, it has not been a good night for the Guerrillas of Destiny right now, and things could be, the originals, and things could be about to get worse for them. Because coming up next, we have an invisible Bad Luck Fale. Right, interesting. Okay. And on top of that, he really is invisible, isn't he? Okay. Good stuff, 2K. Impeccable. And, well, that man there, the Intercontinental Champion Finn Bálor, I mean, just the Intercontinental Champion there, Finn Bálor. The other half is kind of lacking in this moment. But the point that I'm trying to get across is that, there's no handing down from Christian James, and it seems to be a pretty important note as well. If Dean Ambrose wins this matchup against the Invisible Bad Luck Fale, he gets a title shot at Survivor Series for the Intercontinental title. So if Ambrose beats Fale, it is Bálor versus Ambrose for the title, which will be very, very interesting indeed. I like the sound of that one, and I am excited to see where things go from it as well. There he is, we found him. Fale in the ring, ready for this one. And here is his opponent, the Lunatic Fringe, a man who has made a great statement for himself since arriving back to Smackdown Live. Went right into the deep end, went right after the Guerrillas of Destiny as a whole, went right after Finn Bálor, etc., etc. And now he finds himself here, ready to compete against Bad Luck Fale once again. As I said, this is a Fastlane rematch between these two sides. They met in a no DQ, anything goes match at Fastlane, just because they didn't like each other. And it was Ambrose who picked the win up with that, finding every weapon he could, hitting Fale with it, and then hitting a series of dirty deeds, DDTs, in order to secure the victory and head out with a big win over Bad Luck Fale. Now we see here tonight if Fale can do the same again. If Ambrose can do the same against Fale, where Fale can prevent Dean Ambrose from having a shot against that man on the outside. Here we go. Oh, Fale kind of running everyone down there. That may have been unintentional for Fale, who really knows, but it's how we're starting things off here. Bálor watching on the outside, a sly smirk on his face as he watches on as well. Ambrose, though, forearm bulldog combination. Ambrose into an early cover here, and he hoping that he could finish off the deed against Bad Luck Fale in a pretty quick fashion, but that is not the case right now. Face first into the mat goes Fale, but the underboss of the originals going to take care of business how he sees it fit to, slamming him down onto his knee. Ambrose gripping his gut in abstract pain right there, and Bad Luck Fale happy to see the pain, and he's happy to throw Ambrose halfway across the ring as well. Bad Luck Fale and Finn Bálor, it was quite the shock to see them reunited in this universe. First time we've seen it in this universe, of course. These guys were friends before Finn Bálor came to this universe. When they arrived, they despised Finn Bálor. And now here we are just a few months later. Finn Bálor has the Intercontinental Championship. And the only way we can say it really is that it's thanks to Bad Luck Fale that is the case. Look at that there, just swatted out of thin air was Dean Ambrose. Look at these kicks though from Ambrose now. Having to go with speed against Bad Luck Fale, but oh, look at how easy he caught him and slams him down as well. He's a powerhouse with what he can pull off, but a great counter there by Dean Ambrose. He's really proving a tough problem here for Bad Luck Fale. There's no doubt about it. Elbow drop into the gut. Pick him up here. Nope. Sweeping the legs out from underneath him. And again, Ambrose proving tough here. And look on the outside. Look on the outside. Finn Bálor sliding in a chair there, providing assistance, it seems, to Bad Luck Fale as Fale runs down Dean Ambrose. And they are going to fully capitalize on it as well. Fale in, steel chair in the back. Not once but twice to Dean Ambrose. Referee was none the wiser to it all. And Fale's going to take full advantage of it. No! Bad luck, Fale! Bad luck, fall to Dean Ambrose. Will this do it for Ambrose? There's 1, 2, and Ambrose kicks out at 2. In the corner, though, goes Dean Ambrose. His hopes are still alive, but can his body continue to take the onslaught that he currently is from Fale? Goes for another running splash in the corner, gets countered. Ambrose, tremendous work to stop that one. Ambrose, dirty deeds to Fale. Will this do it? No! Finn Bálor intervening. Bálor with a distraction. Ambrose had that one won. But Ambrose, look at this, firing up here. And here goes the lunatic fringe once more. Forearms in the face. Finn Bálor, meanwhile, getting evicted. The referee telling him to go. The Intercontinental Champion throwing out from ringside. And in the ring, Dean Ambrose still hasn't become the #1 contender yet. Bad luck, Fale still hanging on in this one. But now he's got no support from the outside. And Dean Ambrose has fired himself up once again here. He's taken the offense, the onslaught, the distractions, the chair shots, and now here he goes. Ambrose, look at the strength from him now. Fisherman suplex from Ambrose. He hopes it's enough. Fale still powering out at 1. Ambrose got to use all of the heavy power to keep this big man down. Cracks him with a knee right in the face there. Dean Ambrose thinks that could be the final piece of the puzzle. And here we go. Here we go. Dirty deeds. Cover made. 1, 2, 3. Dean Ambrose is the #1 contender to the Intercontinental Championship. Job well done. It is Ambrose versus Bálor at Survivor Series. Finn Bálor tried. He wanted everything but this match to happen, but now he just has to accept it. It is on. Dean Ambrose versus Finn Bálor at Survivor Series for the Intercontinental Championship. Best of luck with that one, because Dean Ambrose is fired up and he's ready for that fight. And the question is, Finn Bálor, you've got enough weeks to prepare, but will you be? We'll ask that question again at a later date, but as for right now, we got to move on, because coming up next, oh boy, here we go. The Smackdown Women's Championship is on the line. You could argue this should be the main event, but what a match we are getting here between these three. Effectively a 2-on-1 handicap, as the duo of Nikki Cross and Becky Lynch, aligned last week under the tag of the Originals, takes on Nia Jax. All three of these women have held the gold before. Nia Jax holds it right now. Who will hold it at the end of this matchup, though? We'll find out up next. And well, it really is like I said, you know, from the moment this match gets started, Nia Jax has her back up against the wall. She has every threat of losing that Smackdown Women's Championship. You can call this a triple threat as much as you want, but to me, after what we saw last week and after what you saw at the top of the show, this is effectively a 2-on-1 handicap match to me. Will it be treated that way? Maybe, maybe not. There's no way to know until the bell rings and this matchup has begun, but what I can say is that looking at these, at what we saw from Nikki Cross and Becky Lynch last week, I don't see the coercion, shall we say. I don't see the elusiveness of this will be a triple threat match. What I see in front of me is just Cross, the latest member of the Originals, Nia Jax, the SmackDown Women's Champion, and Becky Lynch, as Nikki Cross put it, the insurance policy for herself. If Lynch is the insurance policy and Cross is the member that everyone has their eye on, there is no reason in my mind to think that if Lynch and Cross can have their way, Nikki Cross will be walking out as the SmackDown Women's Champion once again. That is how this matchup, ideally for the originals, should go down. Take care of Jax, Lynch does her job, but make sure at the end, Nikki Cross heads out with the SmackDown Women's Championship. That should be their main intention, their only intention, and the one that they want to strike with. Let's see if that'll be the one that they go with. Could I see it happening? Absolutely. I could absolutely, by the end of this matchup, see the new SmackDown Women's Champion, Nikki Cross. And I think there is, and I don't mean to disrespect Nia Jackson saying this, but I think there is a stronger chance that that will happen more so than Nia Jax retaining her title. Nia Jax is an insatiable athlete. You know, she's proven her toughness time over, but the reality is that when it doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't matter how much you can fight, when your back is up against the wall and when you are outnumbered, it is tough to find a logical reason to say you're going to be the one to win. That's just how it goes. Nevertheless, we are prepared here for this evening's action. Nikki Cross on the outside, Becky Lynch heading into the ring. Sorry, in the ring right now. The crowd is still a bit divisive on her in all things considered, due to, I think, what we saw transpire last week was shocking for Lynch. No doubt about it. But in the same breath, it's kind of a, well, you know, how do we react? Is this still the Becky Lynch that we know, or has she abandoned everything that she does stand for to be this insurance policy? Because it's such a sudden change of character from Lynch. It's so out of left field. I just don't get it. But what I do know is that this is the woman who Becky Lynch lost the SmackDown Women's Championship to back at SummerSlam. Maybe that's where her personal aggression rises from, is the fact that it was Nia Jax who took the title away from her at SummerSlam. Convincingly, she did it. Jax won, Lynch lost. Is that why Lynch was chosen as the insurance policy? Is that why Lynch let herself be the insurance policy? I don't know, is the honest answer. You know, I'm not an insight into this whole thing. I can only make estimations. And my best guess would be that Lynch is here because it's kind of like a mutual meeting in the road. Lynch is here. Cross wants to be the SmackDown Women's Champion. Becky Lynch has bad blood with with Nia Jax because she lost the title to her. And that may be why she is in this predicament. But nevertheless, we're underway with this triple threat match. The title is on the line, of course, and we have begun here. In the turnbuckle goes Nia Jax right now. Lynch and Cross try to work together in the early goings. Lynch went up and over the top rope, and here we go now. Some onslaught here. Becky Lynch unloading away with a few stomps on the SmackDown Women's Champion. Front face lock now. An immediate pointing to how they're working together. Look at that. From the very get-go, they work to assist one another here. Elbow drop from Lynch now. Cross, though, in with a quick strike. Maybe trying to point out the fact that this is every woman for herself. But Becky Lynch, they're drilling the champ with a forearm. Leg drop now. And here we go again. Back off across the ropes. Another leg drop. Nikki Cross just kind of standing back and watching on right now as Becky Lynch is the one essentially doing as she's told. Counter there by Nia Jax, running shoulder tackle. Lynch goes down and goes out of the ring. That leaves Cross and Jax to go at it now. The match that we were supposed to get. Nikki Cross became the number one contender, of course, a few weeks back on SmackDown Live, but this is the title shot that she's getting here tonight. Sent into the turnbuckle. This could be dangerous. This will be dangerous. Look at that. Nia Jax pulling that one off with ease. Going to press slam, and Becky Lynch getting back into the ring, only to be run down again. Got a chop in the chest to go with it. Well, I said, you know, it doesn't matter how big you are, it doesn't matter how much you can fight on. But Nia Jax is trying to prove that that statement doesn't ring true to herself. She can fight on no matter who is against her. But those kicks there from Cross were stunning in many regards. The damage she was doing there. Covered by Cross now on Lynch, and Lynch kicking out. That doesn't seem like a very insurance policy-esque roll. Nia Jax recovering on the outside though, bringing herself up to her feet. Keeping her hopes of the title alive. Look at this though from Becky Lynch. Oh no, Jackson to stop it there. Nia Jax now has Lynch. No, she doesn't. Spinning heel kick from Lynch. And the champ goes down. And the champ rolls out of the ring to go with it. From behind now. Reverse DDT. But Nia Jax right back in the ring. And right back onto Becky Lynch. Gorilla press slam. And Lynch crashed down on Cross there. Of all things. Cross trying to get up to her feet. Nia Jax stopping her. Jax now turning her over. Leg drop from Nia Jax. Down on a Nikki Cross. Lynch up to her feet though. Lynch, look at the way she caught the leg. What a suplex from Becky Lynch. And Nia Jax has rolled out of the ring as a result of it. Nia Jax could have been closing it for victory. But Becky Lynch will look to. Becky Lynch will look to. Middle of the ring. Middle of the ring. Disarmer on Cross. The disarmer on Cross. And Nia Jax is none the wiser right now. Jax is still pulling herself up to her feet. Cross hasn't escaped this hold. Becky Lynch. Oh my goodness! Nikki Cross tapped out. And Nia Jax thought the match was still going for a moment there. Becky Lynch is the Smackdown Women's Champion. Lynch has the title back less than 2 months after losing it, but I have to ask, was that meant to happen? That didn't seem right. That didn't seem like what the originals intended. Like I said, I can only speculate, but I don't think Becky Lynch was supposed to be the Smackdown Women's Champion at this moment in time. I said that Lynch was here to help Cross become the Smackdown Women's Champion. But it was Cross who tapped out. How? Why? None of this makes any sense anymore. Nikki Cross brought in Becky Lynch as an insurance policy, and either this is all part of some deeply convoluted four-dimensional plan, or Becky Lynch just outplayed Nikki Cross. I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that it's time to move on to the main event of the evening, so we'll do that right now. And the main event does involve this man here right now. It is Bobby Fish heading towards the ring with that man accompanying him, that snake Paul Heyman. We do not know the opponent for Bobby Fish here tonight, and I mean that in a literal regard. I don't even think it's been revealed. I haven't heard any hubbub about a debut or anything like that, though. Usually you kind of get the sense that there's a debut on its way, or you're told there's a debut on its way, or maybe an NXT call-up sometimes. There's nothing this time. There's no sense of a debut. There's no feeling around that you're awaiting a huge guy to show up. I don't know. We just don't know Bobby Fish's opponent here tonight. Which is weird. Weird. Yeah. Weird. Just like Becky Lynch becoming the Smackdown Women's Champion when it seemed as if Nikki Cross should have been the Smackdown Women's Champion right there. Yeah, that kind of weird. Man, that has really boggled with my mind. It really has. That really has boggled with my mind. It's gonna stay there probably for the rest of the week. Who knows? Anyway, let's move on to this main event here. Bobby Fish getting ready for this match against whoever it is. Heyman with him, of course. And yeah, I was gonna say that was pretty quick. Heyman walked around the ring, grabbed a microphone, and Paul Heyman is speaking on behalf of his client. He's done this before, and he's doing it right now. He is the advocate for the greatest WWE champion of all time, Bobby Fish. Ladies and gentlemen, Paul Heyman, blah, blah, blah. It's a new era for his client. There is no longer a Jinder Mahal for themselves for them to be concerned with. And as the Dangerous Alliance, as a result, is not a priority for them anymore. Heyman and Fish believe that his client has better things to do than to scrape the bottom of the barrel. He's better than the tag team division. He's the greatest WWE champion of all time, and that's what they want. His client wants to be the one to dethrone Brock Lesnar, and he is calling Christian James, the SmackDown general manager, out here to give him the shot, or Fish will go backstage and persuade one out of him. Well, spoilers, it doesn't take much to get what you want, and that's exactly what's happening right now. Bobby Fish hearing it. Heyman staring at the entrance ramp, and I assume, yes, there it is, the arrival of the SmackDown general manager. It was only so much that Christian James could stand for as well. Heyman firmly standing his ground. Fish lingering in the background. There's his cough. But yeah, I mean, this is very interesting indeed. Fish wants the opportunity. And Christian James got the microphone, and he says that he is right. Bobby Fish is one of the best champions ever. I hate to agree with him, but I do. But nothing is free around here in the eyes of the GM. They're going to have to earn the title shot. Matter of fact, there's a superstar about to debut, and part of his contract demands was a shot at the WWE title. So this match coming up next is a #1 contender match. Heyman saying, no, that's fine. His client has beaten everyone, and he will earn his title shot right now. It does not matter for Paul Heyman who is thrown in front of Bobby Fish. It won't stop him from having the title again. He has waited long enough for some gold around his waist. He gets his win. Then he gets his title from the Beast. Heyman almost laughing in the face of the general manager. The main event about to begin. And the big question to ask is, who is Fish facing? Oh! Interesting! Well, some trades have been done recently. Was this the swap for Randy Orton? I wonder. Randy Orton went to Raw, and a few weeks ago, Shawn Michaels was a Monday Night Raw superstar. And now he isn't. He's here on SmackDown Live, and apparently, a part of those contract demands was indeed a WWE Championship opportunity. And that's exactly what's happening right now. This #1 contenders match at the main event. Bobby Fish versus Shawn Michaels for a shot at Brock Lesnar. I don't know if this is going to be at Survivor Series or not. I have no knowledge on that regard. What I do know is that this is a #1 contenders match regardless. And maybe that's the reason why this went in the main event over the SmackDown Women's Championship match. But there is still so much left to answer about that. But it's something that we'll get to in another time. Shawn Michaels, a SmackDown Live superstar. Very, very interesting indeed. I like it. But I think I'll like it even more. He heads out of this one with a win over Bobby Fish and is the #1 contender to the WWE Championship. We'll see if that'll be the case, though. Here we go. Colin elbow tie-up, and we are underway. Listen to this right from the get-go. Crowd siding with Shawn Michaels. Fish, though, trying to get something going in the early stages. What a headbutt from Michaels. Ducks under there, does Fish, though. And now, quick kicks into the leg. Let's see how things go here between these two men. Former world champions, of course, the pair of them are. Michaels only a one-time world champion. Bobby Fish, a 3-time WWE champion. And on top of that, 390 days. Second longest reign in the history of this universe. To go with it, and look who's getting involved already. The snake that is Paul Heyman, intervening in this matchup, and Fish looking to win just how he did last week over Jeff Hardy via roll-up, and he's not going to get his shot against Brock Lesnar just yet. Important bit of knowledge for you in this universe. Bobby Fish and Brock Lesnar has happened twice before. No, sorry, 3 times before. 2 of those were title matches, and both of those were won by Bobby Fish. First win was to become the WWE Champion for the very first time. Second win over Lesnar was to hold it for 365 days. At that time, an unprecedented reign that had never been seen before. Lesnar has a win over Fish in non-title action. But if the title is on the line, And if Fish is prepared for the matchup, should he win here tonight, is there a way for Lesnar to conquer him? I mean, I gotta be honest, Lesnar with that WWE Championship, and I think Lesnar this year as a whole has looked much more destructive as the champion, and I think a much more different Brock Lesnar. I would be interested to see what would happen if that match, does transpire. But of course, for that to happen, Bobby Fish got to topple Shawn Michaels here tonight in the main event. Let's see how that goes. Oh, both men trading chops, and you can hear the sound of it right there. Backbreaker by Fish. Shawn Michaels might have been hoping for a bit more of a swifter SmackDown Live debut, but he is taking on one of the finest talents there are. I hate Bobby Fish. I think he's a scumbag, but he is a fine talent. There's no doubt about it. Shawn Michaels, though. Oh my God, he's going to the top rope already. Michaels in position. Elbow drop from Michaels. It doesn't look like the Heartbreak Kid has any intention of tuning up the band, but he does have intentions of being the #1 contender. So too, of course, does Bobby Fish. And that's why he just got denied right there of the 3 count. Good counter from Fish. Elbow right in that knee. Turns him round here. Bobby Fish gets countered from behind with Michaels there. Fish counters back. Same move. And now here we go. Dragon suplex. Lovely bridge. Cover to become the #1 contender. Kick out from Michaels. So what makes Fish such a tough opponent to overcome? His striking, his grappling. He has it all. That's what makes him such a tough guy. I mean, he may not have the size of Lesnar or the weight of Brock Lesnar, but he has the same kind of expertise that Lesnar does have, and that's what makes him increasingly tough to overcome. Well, 2018 has hardly been a great year for Bobby Fish. Leaping, spinning kick there, and he thinks it's enough, but it's not. Kick out of 2. Kick out of 2. Bobby Fish, though, will line himself up. This could be it. If Fish can nail it, it might be over. No! Fish hook was countered. He went for Fish hook, and he got denied it. Michaels in now. Has Fish up in the air. Great opportunity to capitalize. Michaels, here we go. Figure 4. Figure 4 from the Heartbreak Kid. The figure 4 lock applied deep. Fish just has to lean backwards and he makes the ropes. But instead, he would rather fight out of it. And that's what he just did there. Stumbling up to his feet slightly. Michaels counters him. Uh-oh. This ain't looking good for Fish right now. Pile driver. Shawn Michaels has Bobby Fish down. And oh, here we go. Tuning up the band on Bobby Fish. Sweet chin music. Will this be enough? Cover from Michaels. 1, 2. Shawn Michaels is the #1 contender for the WWE Championship. Oh, yes indeed. Fish was overconfident. Fish thought he was greater. He screwed himself out of the WWE title opportunity. And this man, as a result, has brought himself right into that category. I don't know when, and I don't know where, but what I do know is that we are gonna get Shawn Michaels versus Brock Lesnar for the WWE Championship. And that will be a sight in itself to witness. An insane night of action here on Smackdown Live. Smackdown Women's Champion is Becky Lynch, but was it supposed to be? And Shawn Michaels, the #1 contender. Wow, indeed. And it's episode universe. Thank you guys for watching. Take care, guys, and ta-ra.